Hey guys, welcome to another edition of
Discovering Our Journey.
I'm your host MC.
And I'm JC. And it's been yet another great week, right?
Great.
With Thanksgiving done and heading over to Christmas Eve.
Oh man.
Christmas
Are you ready for Christmas?
I think I am.
Yeah.
I think I got ready after Thanksgiving. I actually did the whole Black Friday sale.
You did Black Friday?
Didn't I? Isn't that how we got all the presents?
Oh really?
No.
Oh man. I only go to Black Friday for hardware now. I don't really do Black Friday for electronics or nothing, especially with all this.
Yeah.
Cyber Mondays and with Amazon. I mean, let's be honest, it's like
you're on there all day, every day anyway.
Yeah, so it's like it's Black Friday for me, Black Monday, Black Tuesday, Black Wednesday. I'm just on there all the time. So honestly, yeah, the only thing I do Black Friday is I do for I usually go to Home Depot. That's it. And this year I did miss on a couple of deals. Like, oh man, I wish I had got there earlier. But it's just they're like limited to like 10 batteries or whatever it is that you're looking for. Really, really good deals.
Wait, also you go to the excess because it says limit.
Yeah, they're always those are the ones that are the best deals.
Dang.
Yeah, so but
so you're that person that always comes with like that cart full of what's on sale.
No,
is that what you do?
No, I don't stand in line anymore though. I just go after everybody else and just see whatever's left if there's still a couple, because there's always good deals.
There's
always good deals. So I'll go after the fact. This year though was the only year that I'm like, dang it, I wish I would have got here earlier.
Yeah.
But it was just, and they said it was really some of these new and it just so happens that my, it really did happen that my drill just stopped working, so I needed to get another drill.
Oh, whoopsie, how convenient.
I know. Right, it's like right before Black Friday, it was on a Wednesday, it broke. I don't know what happened.
But this year, I'm not wanting things for myself. We've been going to the stores and like we'll find things that just fit so good for people we love. It's been really special because I mean I feel guilty kind of buying them, but at the same time like I'm like, well, it's giving, so it's nice. I've been having fun with that. How about you? You've been obviously being selfish. It sounds like he's like, oh, I love this. This will look good on top of my TV.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, usually kind of when it comes to other people, I honestly, I pass that all on to my wife. She's the one that really...
She's your other person?
The one that picks out all the stuff usuly. It's like, oh, get this for this. And then she'll tell me which one. I'm like, the one on the left. It's like, when it comes to like gifts, sometimes I'm just like, I don't know. It's very rare that I'm very personable because, I just, I don't know. It's like sometimes I'm like, I guess the people that I have on my list aren't always are difficult.
What do you mean difficult? There has to be something that connects you. Like, I mean, even like my husband's dad, he drinks a lot of beer.
Yeah.
And so he's very simple. He doesn't like material stuff. So what do? I get him like a little beer, his favorite beer brand with like whatever collectibles, or like even a pack of beer.
Yeah. When it's something like that, then it's understandable. Certain beer brands, certain teams and stuff. But even then, it starts to get a little tough because I know that we have the same team, so I got like 5 hats of the same team now, or whatever. Or
well, one of them is always going to get old, so just replace it. Be like, here, I got you the same one. I know you got it, but
the thing is that I am like with certain things. I am the same way that certain people are in our families. We'll give them a sweater and they'll wear that same damn sweater. And I'm finding myself to be kind of the same way sometimes. I'm like, I just wear that same hat. I like it. I really like the hat. So I don't want to change hats. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to wear that hat. Like that person's going to wear that sweater for the next 5-10 years, but they're going to wear that sweater or that jacket. And, and it's like, all right, we gave you like 4 sweaters already. But it's like, you're only wearing that one.
Honestly, you shouldn't get them sweaters. Yeah. I mean, that's your cue. I know, don't buy them sweaters. They want a mug. They want a coffee cup.
But they're difficult.
Then get them a gas card. Who doesn't need gas to go? Hello?
The person that I have in mind does not like us to put gas in their car, so...
You can't do nothing when there's a gift card and you're just like, here, in a card. There you go. Oh, it's yours. You're like, I don't like giving the money, though.
No, it's fine.
I think the good one that I like to get for people is scratchers.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
scratchers are the best.
Oh,
We do that every year.
that
You're
we do
always
that
gonna
every
get
year.
scratchers from me. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
every year we do that. We always get a bunch of scratchers. And
My mom actually did that one year with us girls. She got like the highest scratchers and she put them on the tree. And she's like, okay. And she's like, oldest to youngest, you choose your scratchers off the tree. It was really fun.
yeah,
I won some money.
Anybody? Yeah.
Yeah, I won some money. So I was like, all right. But this year, I do notice though, I'm not seeing as many cranky people out there. Have you encountered cranky people? Because usually they're like in the rush, they're like New Yorkers. It's like they got to go somewhere, get out of my way. You know, there's a big old line, but no, this one's got to go all around and cut in the front.
You know what? I just don't pay attention as much as I used to, maybe. So
Yeah.
I don't really. You know, yeah, there's a couple people that, you know, like I said, on the freeways, whatever, people get upset, you know, they cut me off, I cut them off, whatever the point is, I just keep going.
You
Yeah,
cut me, I cut
yeah,
you.
whatever, and they're like, beep, beep, and I could kind of see the silhouette of them, like, this and that, and I'm just like, I'm not going to address it, I'm just going to keep driving, you know, it's like, whatever, dude, it's like, you know what, you did it, I did it, we do it, you know, but what's the point of sitting there you know, in an altercation with somebody while you're driving and getting I'm not interested. So, you know, I feel like cars sometimes, especially me with a big vehicle, you know, there's times that cars try to go around me and I might scoot over and be a little bit of a, you know what, just because I don't, you know, they see a big vehicle and they want to go around me. And I'm trying to go as fast as I can, but there's cars in front of me.
And you know what? You never know people's situations because I will stay in the line. I'll be like, whatever. I'll be a good little person. I'll stay in line. But sometimes, you know, like my kid is like already past the after school time and I got to go get him. So I got to cut some people by accident. You got to understand the circumstances. You're just like, hey, my kid just fell, busted his leg. You know, you don't know what's happening. So I think people need to empathize. When things like that happen, sometimes
When
it
someone
just
cuts you off.
yeah, none of this should be happening because you don't know what's happening in the other person's head, you know?
Especially if we all do it, you know, especially if we
We
do
all
it.
have the time that
So
you do it.
if we do it, then that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's true. You got to agree.
Yeah.
You know? That whole morning zipper effect that should be happening. Sometimes people mess that up. Yeah, and that's just because they want to a lot of times. I noticed that too because they don't even look at me and stuff. They'll be like, I'm just not letting you go.
But you know what? Sometimes, you know, it's like you even have to let that go. I mean, let's just
You
say
do.
we're sitting there at a light and it's like, okay, it's this person and this person and this person and it's me. But when it gets to you, someone else cuts in front. You don't have to be all like, why can't they respect the rules? Why can't they go when they're supposed to go? You know, it's like, why just let it go? So you know
Yes.
what? Okay, so maybe like you said, maybe they had a sale to go to. Maybe something was going on and they just wanted to take that, you know, like and then just take that, you know, like you said, the zipper effect that they don't, you know, it's like, wait, there's two cars going instead of one car. What's going on with that?
That's why you just got to use the right tune in the car. Just,
Yeah.
I saw a video. The guy said, "I give everyone the benefit of the doubt because maybe they got to use the bathroom real bad, or maybe they're on their last write up before they're fired from work."
There we go. Hey, that's a good way to think about it. They're on their last write up. They're going to get let go. Let them go. Let them go.
I don't think I've ever had that issue, but I actually, but I will say many a times I feel like my body, like at least for me, I feel my body knows. So it's once I get home, I'm like, okay, I got to go.
No,
You know what I'm
because
saying?
I've never had to go like that. Not like that.
No, yeah, for me, it's like I don't have to go. I don't have to go. You know, all the way home. It's not like I'm thinking about it or nothing. But then once I get home, I feel like there's something inside of me naturally. Like, what would happen if I was stuck for 10 more minutes? Why does my body want to go now? Like, I just got home and I gotta go.
I think it's a guy thing, dude.
Oh,
Because
is it?
ladies, I'm sorry, we don't eat like that. Okay, we watch what we eat. Okay, how long has this been in the refrigerator for? Ooh, it doesn't smell right. You know, guys just it's like construction workers eat anything. That's how it is, and that's why y'all stomach is like that.
But I have no problems. Oh, I got no problems, thank God.
Back to the angry people. How do you deal with that when people come at you all upset? When it's not in a car, when it's actually in front of you, in your face.
I honestly am that type of person that just kind of I don't really address it. I mean, I worked, you know, security before. I've done different, you know, I used to work for the cable company and have to go up and speak with people.
Yeah.
And I could say
Give them bad news they don't want to hear.
No, I mean, I'm doing the installation, so they're pretty happy that I'm there usually, but they're upset for the price sometimes. They're like, oh, they didn't tell me that we wanted to add lines in this room. It's going to cost you extra. What? You know, the salesperson said this and that. So it's like, you know, I will say there's only one time that ever happened. Something was I was on my way to a job, and there was a police actually blocking the street, so I had to go around, and I was already late, and it was one of those time frames from 3 to 5, and I got there past 5 already.
Oh.
So I get there and I get to the gentleman's house. I'm like, hey, oh, you're late. My time. I said, yeah, look, there's police right outside your house. I had to go all the way around. Again, I still would have been closer to 5 anyways, but I was already past it. I go, this and that. And then once I got in the house, the guy continued to tell me what was going on. I said, hold on a second. I need to call my supervisor. And he's like, no, you're on my time now. I need this fixed. And I'm like, yeah, well, give me a second. And then I was calling my supervisor.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, hey, how you doing? He's like, no, you need to hang up. And the guy was like literally telling me I got to hang up. And my supervisor was like, hold on a second. I literally had to go outside the patio and just hold on to the handle. And I was like, all right, man, this is what's going on. And this guy's like telling me that I gotta hang up. And he was very upset and this and that. And that guy's like yelling at me from the door, from the patio and stuff. And
Dang.
because he wanted me to hang up. And then once I finished, told him, he comes back and he's like, you're on my time. You were supposed to be here between 3 and 5 and this and that.
Oh, that.
I go, look, sir, just like you're upset, I go, the next person that I have, unfortunately, is going to be just as upset. And I'm just trying to avoid that. So I need to call my supervisor. I'm pretty calm. When it comes to conflict and stuff like that. People can be in my face, cussing.
So as a person that calls for maintenance and stuff, I do get upset that they don't, because that's a big window. That's a big window to sit like for somebody. It is a big window for whatever kind of maintenance you're having. And no, we don't know what's happening on your side, but
Exactly.
we do know that
it's a
you
third
said
party.
between this time and this time.
Well, technically, I didn't say. The company said.
Yeah.
So if they're overworking us and they don't have backup and we don't have
Which
that
is true.
support, then where is it, huh?
Yeah.
Why are you getting mad at?
Yeah,
Get mad
but
at the system.
I'm being honest that hey, I do that too.
So you're mad at the system. Dang it.
I'm mad at the system.
Yeah, but you take it out.
Why system?
Yeah, but you know what? Like I said, I take it. I don't have a problem. I already know that they're not mad at me anyways.
Absolutely. That's. I think I'm on the same. I'm in the same arena now. I wasn't before.
Have you ever gotten yelled at though?
Yeah, and I used to have to defend myself. I would defend myself.
You would defend yourself?
Oh, I would. Oh, yeah.
Really? You take it personal?
Black marks here, but what? Like, what do you mean? Like,
so you take it personal?
I would take it before. I would take it personal.
Okay.
Yeah, I would pop off. But now that I'm older, like I understand. Like you, I'll be like, what are you arguing about? Like I listen intently for what the real reason for the argument is. I do. And a lot of times you find that it only gets louder because that's you have already reached their limit of they can't touch that area. So that's why I back off. Like I don't do anything because now I understand like they're just not going to see reason. When you're yelling already, you're just already blocking off.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something I've learned in life and so that's why I'm saying it took me a while because then when I'd fight with them and they'd fight with me and we'd be like, at the end I'd be like, well, it was kind of stupid the way it started. I was just needing to be listened to and he didn't want to listen to me. Well, of course they didn't want to listen to me because they've already told me I'm raising my voice here. I'm capped off. Like you can't talk to me beyond this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why I'm telling you, I love having a big family because I think I learned that best there. And then in the outside world, I start to see how then that kind of reflects that.
So in regards to, being angry or getting annoyed is what it comes down to. It's just, I feel that's how it starts. People get annoyed.
Yeah, you get poked at. Don't poke the bear.
Yeah. Well, but annoyed can only become from one's experiences that they're still holding on to.
Oh, that's big.
And I think that's where it comes from. You have to understand, if someone cuts you off, it's because you feel like life is cutting you off. You just didn't get that promotion. You just didn't get that whatever it is. So it's like, I feel that adds on to stuff, where like they say,
true.
I mean, there's a saying in Mexico when things are going bad, you're like, all I need is a dog to pee on me. That's that's all you got left to do. It's one of those things where it's like, man, everything's just not working out. This
Life's
guy cut me off. I got the red light right as I was coming up. So we put so much pressure on ourselves that the things that we see of other people, again, doing things that might not be right, we just blow it out of proportion.
Yeah, we do.
And I think that's where it all starts from. It starts from us, really appreciating life, really appreciating you have another day, really understanding how, there's always someone that's worse.
And you just brought something to me too, is my my daughter and her friends always hang out and stuff.
Mhm.
One thing I hate hearing is when they're down talking themselves. It's like, dude, you don't believe that. And I've said it a couple times. I try not to because I don't want my daughter's friends thinking I'm always listening and stuff. But like when I'm hearing like constant like, oh man, I'm stupid. Oh, I'm
Judging.
dumb.
Yeah,
No, but like
judging.
they're calling themselves.
Yeah, judging themselves. Yeah.
Like I had to tell one of her friends, I was like, "Hey, do me a favor. Don't do that. Because then you believe it, and you're gonna limit yourself."
It's difficult for because I think we all. I mean, I know I sometimes do it. But with children, I think it's a little different. Because sometimes I'm like, oh man, what am I doing? I'm testing the wrong end here. I'm supposed to plug this. Sometimes I'm working so fast, my brain's going, and
But that's because as adults, I think we know what we're doing. Kind of like
exactly.
we know that we're just not even paying attention.
Yeah, and
we're
that's
trying to
what it comes down.
multitask in other areas,
and
we're
that's
just
what
like,
ends up happening. Like, oh, dummy, I forgot to put the
Yeah.
milk before I mixed the thing. But again, just like anything else, the tools of corrections is for adults. Correcting a kid or having a kid correct himself is very difficult because they don't have the maturity and the understanding of the damage they can consider themselves
Yes.
doing by putting themselves down like that.
Yeah.
They're still learning and stuff, and they're scarring themselves unknowingly.
Unknowingly.
So
You're putting a bar over yourself. Like I'm only as good as this. That's how I see it.
and that's the thing. So that's what I feel like. I really do enjoy my job. I enjoy what I do. I really appreciate life a lot more. And it's, I feel like I've never really been aggressive and that confrontational to begin with. But I think even more now where I am, it's like, I have so many good things. Those things don't affect me.
Speaking of work,
Yeah.
Remember when we talked about which one is it good, which one's better, the experience or the education?
Yes.
Okay, so when you're working,
Well, see, when you're bringing up this point about what's important of education or working, I feel that you do have to address the fact that there are some people that struggle, with not learning. I've learned that in my field that there is some of the technicians that I've worked with, are book smart, and there's some that are you could call street smart.
yeah, but you as the leader have to hone in on what is the best way to teach them.
Well, yes, but that's what I'm saying. There's some that I'll be like, here's the book, read it. And there's some that I'm like, hey, let me just show you this real quick.
Yep,
It's
and
like,
then they learn.
And then they learn.
Yep.
Yeah, of course. But that's what I'm saying. Which one's better? I think it just depends on the person, how they learn. Because I am not a reader. I am horrible with reading. Aside from the fact that I'm sure I got some kind of learning curve because I have to read things 3 times.
Yeah.
And even the work that I do, I know what I'm doing, but I struggle with sometimes reading too much. It makes it for me, it makes it so much bigger than what it is.
Yeah.
So I'm a person that's like, I didn't go to school for any of the stuff that I learned. And today I was talking to them like they were looking at me like I'm like asking questions at the job that I was at today, and I'm like, I need an engineer because I need this question answered. They're like, yeah, that's a good question. I'm like, yeah, so who am I going to ask here? Because my job is this part. I need someone to do their part so I can do my job. And they're like, so everyone's stuck, like because it's like they just want something fixed.
Yeah.
And sometimes they don't really know. The good thing is I know the right questions to ask and stuff like that. So,
So let's do a little quick thing here.
Right.
You tell me, do you need the experience or the education? Okay, so would you hire a boss with 5 degrees and no people skills, or one who's worked their way up from the bottom?
I would usually, I'd rather work with someone from the bottom because I feel like if he's rose from the bottom to the top, he's still moldable.
Yeah.
And someone that's already got the title but no people skills means he's been lacking for some time in that department.
Oh,
so I don't know. What do you think?
That's true.
What do you think?
No, that's true. I was actually thinking maybe the person with the degree, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because hey, when you pay money for it, which I've gone and I've done, it's like you want to get paid for what you've invested in.
Mm-hmm.
But if I created the job and I need someone to to fill that position, working from the top up. Because yeah, you're right. They're in our culture. They understand, and they have worked so well with us that they have come up
Yeah, they've
this
molded
far.
themselves to whatever.
They're moldable.
They're moldable still. And this person clearly has a
Yeah.
degree and knows, but yet, for whatever reason, has not worked on this very crucial part of the job, which is people skills.
Yeah.
Which sometimes these people means that they're book smart and they want to go by this, and they just treat people as part of their book. Like, well, look, you're not part of my process, so I just don't want to deal with you, and that's not a way to work.
No, it's not. And see, that's where we mess up.
Yeah.
That's where we mess up. And a lot of people I've seen got positions where they don't belong.
Yeah.
And they have that kind of attitude where it's like,
Yeah.
but it's all about who you know.
Yeah, that's right.
So still in that category about is it better to know than to learn? So or than be educated in relationships. Who handles conflicts better? Do you think someone who has read about communication or someone who argued and failed and grown?
This one's a toughie, because you kind of I feel you would get more information out of the person who has, because I feel like no matter which one you work with or you learn with, it's all about asking the right questions, right? So the one that's book smart is just going to read you what they've learned in the book.
Yeah, because they're limited. They're limited to the knowledge
what
and
they've learned in the book. The person that's gone through stuff, you can ask them certain type of situations and how they will handle them to be able to look at their outlook.
Absolutely.
So I think definitely, again, we're going with, experience. Yeah, it's the experience.
It is. It sounds like experience trumps. We got two, which experience. And how about this one for health and survival moments? Would you rather have a book smart survival expert or someone who actually has been lost in the woods?
Again, I have to go with the guy who, hey, how long you been lost? Okay,
He's obviously made it out.
He's obviously made it out, exactly.
Right?
So that's where I'm going. It's like, and you made a good point right now. You said about, AI or how it is. Just realize this. Unfortunately, there's, the book is going to get you through the door a lot of the times.
Yeah.
But the book's not going to keep you there. That's the problem.
That's right.
That's the problem. And so that's why, people have to make that decision. Do I really want the guy who's got all the degrees, or do I want the guy who's been working his way up from the bottom to the top and look where he's at right now?
That's right.
So people got to ask themselves, and I think right now there's a big switch of stuff. I think degrees were at one point the top of the thing. Like, well, what degree? Did you graduate? Did you do this? Did you do that? People wanted to look at that and use that as a measuring tool.
That's right.
But I feel like with so much that there is, it's like you want to start looking at people for what they're capable of, not what they've done. And their actions, like I said, the guy growing is showing way more than a guy that's barely coming in to take a position that you don't even know if the people like him.
Like you said, though, and then are they book smart only, or are they street smart? That's huge.
Well, and like I said, are they relatable to people? You have a manager position, and if you want to, I see this a lot now, that they are trying to hire within managers. Back in the days, I feel like, you'd get a manager, and I would hear that, oh, they just opened a manager position, but they're hiring from the outside in, which is like, why would they want to do that? If you've already got a shift leader that everyone respects, everyone likes,
that's right.
Why can't you make that person a manager and teach them how to be a better, in that position, and say, hey, they already like you, they respect you, you're on time, you're everything.
Yeah.
All we got to work on is one thing. What is being a manager? More responsibility. And if they've kept up with what they've been doing, why not?
Yeah.
But no, you want to bring someone
they know the ins and outs.
Exactly. They know the ins and outs of the system. They know how everything works. They're the ones that fix stuff, whatever it is. So why not, go with that guy and build? And that's why they have programs.
What about a fresh doctor and you're his first gallstone removal operation?
I wouldn't hear for that one.
Or a doctor in Mexico who's helped us deal out on a couple operations for a couple years.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Well, that's different.
That's like
that one's a little
yeah, right.
That one's a little toughy. So if I had to get a surgery from a licensed physician here, and I'm going to be his first patient that he's operating on, versus going to another country where the regulations aren't as strict and stuff.
But he's been doing.
But he's going to be doing it.
But he's been doing it for
years.
Yeah, but he's been doing it for years. It's like, man, that one is a toughie. I don't know. What do you think?
I would go for the years. Years trumps everything because he's seen it. I mean, come on. For family to refer people, that's usually what it is, right? A family referral. Heck yeah.
How much anesthesia are you putting on?
Yeah.
How much
But no, but yeah, that was.
Am I going to wake up? In a couple hours.
You get a free tequila shot while you're waiting.
And a shot.
There you go. You get a shot.
Oh, man.
Man, yeah.
Oh.
It's it is a little. If you really start to think about it, it's like, man, it is tough to think about. Unless it was something that I felt was, again, I guess it has to be the degree. If it's going to be something maybe simple like a gallstone, to me, it's kind of simple.
Yeah.
Things can always happen. Leave it in
Yeah.
God's hands. But, I feel like I would probably go down to Mexico and just do it.
Because some
Oh
things
my
need a degree, like doctors or like a lawyer. What other type of things would need to where a degree might trump experience in that?
Like I said, if
A
it's going to
degree
be.
is only needed where documents are like lawyers, doctors, like things.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, see, and I don't think it's more of a, for me, it wouldn't mean more of a degree. I guess it'd be more of a, if I'm going to do something here, like in the United States, let's just say I had to put a titanium rod in me, or if I had to do something where it was going to be something like, we're talking about the mechanics of what they can do here, the capabilities.
Mhm.
I might try to do something here in the United States where I feel like they have the parts more than the person. That's where I would be like, you know what, their ability to do this type of soldering or whatever in my bone or something
How
like.
many times do you think they're going to be in there? My gosh.
No, I'm just saying.
Once
But,
it's in. So what do you mean the material?
Well,
they're going to have to keep adding on to your bionical body?
Okay, a good example I can give is almost like, let's just say, eye surgery.
Oh, that's
Okay, here it goes. So eye surgery.
That's really fragile. Though.
Exactly.
Ah.
So for me, my thing, I think the most important thing would be researching the type of eye surgery there is more than the person.
Yeah.
What kind of
Oof.
devices are they using down there compared to the devices they're using here? And because I feel like the
Oof.
person is a person. I can trust the person, but I don't trust the process as much because there's different processes now to do eye surgery.
Have you seen them do the eye surgery?
No, I've heard. So
I can't. I can't watch. I
They
can't.
came with this new one that I saw, this retina thing. So you could see, you could see close and you could see far. It fixes everything. So, and even some glaucoma here.
Is it that one that I saw that where they're
They
pushing on
peel-
the eye and
they-
like they're taking that layer
Yeah, they're
off?
taking that
Oh
layer
my gosh, looks like they're sanding it off or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Oh no.
So-
I couldn't watch the commercial. They're like,
Yeah.
here, we're experienced, and the
Yeah.
eyes just I was like, ah.
So for me, I think it would be more the equipment would make the decision for me than the person. What about you?
Oh no.
Something like eye surgery.
Well, something like eye surgery. I don't think I wouldn't do it. I would just wear my glasses.
No, but you have to make a choice. Would you, if you had to go,
wait, I had to.
Yeah,
Why?
let's just say,
choose medical.
What's my scenario? Give
okay,
me
you
a
got
scenario.
okay, you got. Some
I'm
kind
losing
of,
my sight.
Yeah, you're
let
losing-
it get lost.
You got a
I'm like,
cyst.
baby, we need an hot dog.
You got a cyst.
We-
You got a cyst going on your
That's
eye.
okay,
That's gonna
that's
start.
okay.
You're gonna be blind if you don't take care of it.
You know what? There's nothing that we can't fix with some herbs. Just pat that herb right back on there.
Clearly, anything medical, she's not gonna.
When you get shot in the eye with a BB.
Can you squeeze that BB out?
No, well, you gotta have surgery. So where are you gonna go?
Okay, if I have to have surgery, I'd go to. And we're still talking about the same scenario
Yes,
though.
exactly. The
Here
trained
or there?
doctor or the. But for me, it's more of, like I said, the equipment and the process than the person.
Well, they have really good equipment over there.
Well,
though.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
Of course.
yeah. You just pay out of pocket.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think experience. To me, everything comes down to experience because you learn through all your experiences.
Okay, but let me ask you this: how many times? And this is an easier scenario. How many times have you gone to places? Let's just say with food that they're like, "This is the best," and they've been doing it for years, and you go and you taste it, and you're like, "It's crap."
Oh yeah.
So
I've gone through.
and I feel like that's happened with other stuff, mechanics, with whatever it happens. So it's experience because okay, they've been doing it for years and so forth, so that's the toughie right there. I actually have a mechanic that I go to that is basic,
Uh-huh.
and I realized that when it comes to bigger stuff, I go to a different mechanic.
Okay. Then
Because
there you
again,
go.
I know his capabilities.
Yes.
I feel like I've already tried it and I've seen the difficulty that he, great mechanic,
Yeah.
seriously, awesome mechanic, had him for years. But there's certain things that I see him pushing harder to do that I feel he's not equipped.
Okay, so speaking of experience and all this, it's crazy because right now I'm going through an experience myself where I've noticed that in my beautiful, amazing family that I have, we've always been together And we all, you know how we all have special gifts. Like all of us have a unique gift, like Encanto. You know, my older sister has the beauty, and my other sister bakes, and so we all have our little gifts that kind of keep us rolling together. And recently, I think we just kind of came to a little understanding of how I unknowingly kind of hurt them by doing other things. So I've been using a lot of my time to make others that I usually wouldn't hang out with and connect with them and share and do what I usually do with my family, which then caused a little bit of gap between my family and their time. So it's interesting right now how experience has shown me that I do have to, once I find my purpose, like I can't keep using it with the people I know. I got to kind of give it away to others.
Your purpose?
Yeah. Not my purpose, like my time with my purpose.
I think that, what it can correlate to is confidence. Confidence in who you are, confidence in what you're doing. And again, what it looks like anybody else, everyone has different eyes of what they look like.
Yeah.
And again, we made that comment. We made that comment earlier in the segue of how many times have you gone to this restaurant and you're like, oh my God, it's been around forever. And they're like, oh, it's so amazing. And you go eat there and you're like, it's crap.
Well, it's the chef, right? The chef has to be the one that continues to go,
But
because the name of the restaurant won't change.
But the thing is this, though, I really feel that sometimes it's not really even what is represented in the food itself. It sometimes could be the ambiance. It sometimes could be the people. It doesn't have to be, let's be honest. There's a burger joint out there that has a very long line.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the best burger in the world. But you know what? They make you feel comfortable. They make you feel welcome. They make you feel happy. They make you feel good.
And the service is great.
Exactly. The service is great. Never had an issue. And when I did have an issue,
they resolved it.
Yep. Twice. So I've never had a problem. So sometimes it's how we represent ourselves more than what it really is, and the texture of what's inside. So, it's about being confident about what you're doing. And, like you said, you are who you are. Your sisters are how they are. We all have to be confident of who we are.
Yeah.
And then make sure that, we share with each other. And even though we might see things in different ways, learn to adapt to those and know that it's always in good.
Always, yeah. Well, it's all about how you make it, right? I think you got to make it good too.
Yeah.
Because I can't just be giving all my time to others. Like I do also got to make sure that my own family gets me still.
But here's the thing. It's an understanding, because again, just giving your time to someone else and not explaining to them is also part of it. You know what I'm saying? You have to they have to, you have to have an understanding. And sometimes, some of us might not have family members, when you're married, you have technically an extended family.
Yes.
And not all of us, let's just say, have family members that are of the extended family that are available.
Yeah.
Or their family might not be close.
Yeah.
So it's all a different way of how it all plays out.
Yeah.
And the part about it is that, dealing with family emotions is the number one. And you know how hard that is.
Share. It's crazy how we teach our kids, right? How to share. But then as we get older, we don't want to share a dang thing.
Because, trying to deal with family and going through things and explaining, there's a lot of emotions and, there's a lot of pain in there.
Yeah, but that's why we got to know how to talk to each other. We got to use empathy.
Exactly.
Especially when some people don't know how to resolve. I think that's where anger also comes into play.
And then
because you don't know how to resolve it. So
right.
you start to escalate it.
You're right. But when we resolve it, what is it called?
When we resolve it, what is it called? Is it your question?
It's called growth.
That's right, because there's no growth
without pain.
Until next time.
Until next time.
I like it.